It's Thursday, February 12th. Tonight, high-speed internet is coming to our state. Next on North Carolina Now.
Quality public television is made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNC TV.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mitchell Lewis. Thanks for joining us. Tonight on North Carolina Now, we'll meet a Durham man whose inspiring story shows you that you can overcome any obstacles at any age. But first, the internet must be fast, fair, and open, so says the Federal Communications Commission in proposing new rules to protect the internet for consumers. This comes just after Google Fiber announced plans to bring its ultra-high-speed internet to Raleigh, Durham, and Charlotte. What do these blockbuster developments mean for internet customers in North Carolina? Kelly McHenry traveled to Wilson, where residents already enjoy these fast new internet speeds.
Brad Kalinowski produces video special effects for Hollywood movies. For instance, he can add smoke to a scene that doesn't have any, or make suspension wires disappear. But he decided to move his business from Los Angeles to, are you ready for this? Wilson, North Carolina. Population 49,000.
There's no question about this is where we want to be.
Really? What would lure a top video editor from Hollywood to a small town in eastern North Carolina? It's speed. Internet speed. Wilson has faster internet than Los Angeles. And trying to purchase custom high-speed internet from cable companies was just too much money.
To set up the fiber, it was anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000, and then for monthly, for 25 meg down and up, a dedicated kind of line like we have now with Wilson's Greenlight would cost us anywhere from $500 to $1,500 a month.
But in Wilson, Kalinowski gets super fast internet up to 1 gigabit per second for only $100 a month. And that's both download and upload. Most internet providers offer very slow upload speeds. For someone who constantly uploads large video files, what goes up is often way more important than what comes down.
When it comes to upload, if it was like 30 frames, for a second, 24 frames for 1 second of film, would probably at 3 megabytes on like some of them, some other cable or internet provider would probably take an hour up and upwards. On Wilson's fiber, it takes 30 seconds or
30 seconds?
Yeah.
Compared to an hour?
Yeah.
Greenlight is Wilson's city-owned and operated high-speed internet. Before it came in 2008, internet here was pretty slow, offered by cable companies Time Warner and Embark. Will Aycock, then an information technology specialist for the city, had to drive around to each city office collecting their computer data.
And the reason I had to drive around station to station to update that data is because the network infrastructure that was in place at the time would not support updating the data remotely.
Wilson's civic leaders went to the cable companies and said, we want faster service. But the cable companies said no. So the folks here said, okay, we'll just build it ourselves. Greenlight established Wilson as North Carolina's first city with gigabit internet service. It was so successful, they extended it to local residents and businesses, including real estate company owner Mike Eatman.
In the real estate business, 97.5% of all buyers use the internet, and they're watching online videos now. You do the home tours, you can see the whole house, clicking through all the pictures you have, and I have a lot of clients that work from home, and they have to have that internet support, that fiber optic support, or they won't buy a house that doesn't have it. They'll go somewhere else.
But not everybody wanted Greenlight.
we were very frightened, scared, didn't know, unknown. We had someone coming in taking our business, and what do you do as an internet provider?
Tina Mooring is the business manager for Computer Central, which buys internet service from providers and resells it to customers, mostly businesses in Wilson. To them, Greenlight was a threatening competitor, and as a city-owned franchise, it seemed to have an unfair advantage.
Well, that was our criticism, and so we met with some of our IT partners that are doing business in other towns, cities, municipalities, larger players, and they said, why don't you do hosted services? Cloud? What is that? Nobody knew what that was.
Host services are providing data storage, for instance, and other internet-related business needs. Greenlight worked with Computer Central, and now the company provides data backup in Wilson County and surrounding areas. And Greenlight's super-fast upload speed makes that much easier. Mooring says her company is making more money now than ever. Greenlight wants to expand its business outside of Wilson County. But in 2011, North Carolina lawmakers passed a bill reining in city-owned broadband service, saying it must exist under a framework that does not discourage private investment and job creation. But advocates say private business doesn't seem to want to invest in small towns. Google Fiber just announced plans to bring high-speed internet to North Carolina's largest cities, but left out smaller towns like Wake Forest and Apex.
What we were really interested in is making sure we were not left behind. And, at this point, I think what we see is it's very positive that more and more entities are deploying this next generation infrastructure, and we believe that every community should be thoughtful about how are we going to bring this infrastructure to our citizens.
However, high-speed internet does not come cheap. Wilson had to sell $35 million in bonds to build the infrastructure. If the company goes belly up, bondholders are on the hook for that. But Aycock says Wilson's leaders believed it was a risk they were willing to take.
It's something that's essential to the health of our communities. And what we've seen since we built this infrastructure is actually having positive benefits for the business community.
Wilson is asking the Federal Communications Commission to override state law and allow it to expand its gigabit service outside Wilson County. In early February, the FCC took a big step toward approving that expansion by proposing new rules to keep the internet, quote, fast, fair, and open, unquote.
We really hope that the FCC will, or the government will just change the laws and allow them to expand.
That goes hand in hand with President Obama's call for allowing cities to build broadband.
I intend to protect a free and open internet, extend its reach to every classroom and every community, and help folks build the fastest networks so that the next generation of digital innovators and entrepreneurs have the platform to keep reshaping our world.
A 2011 FCC report ranked North Carolina dead last in consumer access to relatively fast broadband. Only 1 in 10 residents had access to internet speeds of 4 megabits per second, and those who do pay some of the highest rates in the country. But Wilson's superfast internet is changing that. Life in a small town may be a little slower, but when it comes to internet speed, Wilson has the fastest in the world.
What they offer is unbelievable. I mean, $99 a month for a gigabit is just, and still making a profit is just impressive.
I think it might be just the best thing that we've ever done.
The FCC is expected to rule later this month on Wilson's petition to expand its broadband service. For more information on Greenlight, visit our website.